Good morning, students. I hope you all are well, staying at home, and you all are following the rules of lockdown. Students, we have discussed about three methods of calculating our national income, and in detail, we have already discussed about the first method of calculating national income, that is value added method. And in this video, students, we will be covering second method of calculating our national income, that is income method. What are the steps involved in income method? For calculation of our national income, what are the precautions we should consider while estimation of our national income by income method? And we will be discussing few numericals based on income method of calculating national income. Students, you all remember we have discussed about the phases of three phases of circular flow of income. First phase was production phase, second was income phase, and third was expenditure phase. And on the basis of second phase, that was income phase, we have the second method of calculation of national income, that is income method. So we will proceed further in our session. You all are aware of four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Income earned by labor is known as wages, income earned on land is known as rent, income earned on capital is known as interest, and income earned by entrepreneur is known as profit. So, we calculate national income in this method, in income method, by taking the sum of all the factor income received by all the factors of production for rendering their productive services within the domestic territory for the period of 1 year. So, we will be getting our net domestic product at factor cost by adding all the factor income received by the factors of production. And when we add net factor income from abroad to our net domestic product at factor cost, we will be arriving at our national income, that is net national product at factor cost. Students, now we will discuss about the components of factor income. The first component of factor income is compensation of employees. This is the reward that the labor or the employees received for rendering their services. Next is rent and royalty. This is the reward which land, property, or buildings received for rendering their services, and interest is the reward on capital for rendering their services, and profits is the reward for entrepreneur for undertaking the risk, for bearing the sacrifices, for bearing the pain, and for forming the business. And last component of factor income is mixed income. Students, sometimes it is very difficult to separate the factors of production income. For example, there is a doctor who is a self-employed at his own clinic, and he has his own labor, he has his own land, he has his own capital, and he himself is as a entrepreneur. So it is very difficult to separate the income received by the doctor. So throughout the country there are many examples like a doctor, we take it as a mixed income of self-employed. In the slide you can see the formula: net domestic product at factor cost is equals to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income. This operating surplus is comprised of rent and royalty, interest, and profit. Always remember that when operating surplus is given in the question and rent, interest, profits are also given in the question, so you have to consider the value of operating surplus only. You need not have to take the value of rent, interest, profit when operating surplus is given in the question, because rent, interest, and profit are the parts of operating surplus only. Now we will discuss about the compensation of employees and operating surplus in detail. Compensation of employees consists of wages and salaries in cash and wages and salaries in kind. For example, an employer is giving rent free accommodation or interest free loans to his employee, so it will be considered as the compensation of employee. It will be the part of our national income, as it is including in our compensation of employee. Next is employer's contribution to social security scheme. This is the benefit, additional benefit given by the employer to his employee. So it is included as a part of compensation of employee. But remember, if employee's contribution to social security scheme is given in the question, so then you don't have to take its value, because employees contribution to social security scheme is the part of employees wages and salary, that should not be included in our national income. That is not the part of compensation of employees. I am repeating this again. Employers contribution to social security scheme is the part of compensation of employees, but employees contribution to social security scheme is not the part of compensation of employees separately. It is not included in our national income. It is the part of wages and salaries itself. It is not included separately. For example, compensation paid to an injured worker by an insurance company, it should not be included in the national income, because insurance company is not the employer of the injured worker. Next is pension on retirement. Pension on retirement is the deferred wage which the employee is receiving for rendering his services in the previous years. So this will be included in our national income. But old age pension is a transfer payment, that should not be included in our national income. Old age pension is the income received by the person for which no services was rendered. So this is the transfer payment. These are not included in our national income. Next is operating surplus. Operating surplus is comprised of rent and royalty, interest and profit. Rent is the amount received by the landlord for providing his land and building or property to the productive units. There are two types of rents. First is actual rent and second is imputed rent. Imputed rent means when the owner himself lives in his own house instead of renting it out. So we assume that the owner is paying rent to himself. So this is imputed rent is included in our national income. Interest is the income received by the lender of funds from a productive unit. With borrowed funds, firm purchases their capital goods like machinery they purchase to increase their productive capacity. And the last part of operating surplus is profit. Profit is comprised of three parts: dividend, corporate tax and retained earnings. First part of profit, that is dividend, is paid to the shareholders. Second part, corporate tax, is paid to the government on the total profit earned by the corporate sector. And third part is the retained earnings. Retained earnings is the amount that corporate sector or firms or production units keep with themselves for their further expansion. And the other name of retained earnings is savings of private corporate sector. Now we will discuss about the steps involved in the income method of estimation of national income. First step is we have to identify all the producing units who are employing various factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. These producing units are identified into three categories. First is primary sector, second is secondary sector, third is tertiary sector. Primary sector is known as agriculture, secondary sectors meant for manufacturing sector, converting raw material into finished product, and tertiary sector is referred to as service sector, providing services like insurance, like banking, like shipping. Next step is we find out the income received by all the factors of production that are grouped into following heads: compensation of employees, rent, interest, profit and mixed income. Students, remember always that rent, interest and profits are the part of operating surplus only. And after calculating net domestic product at factor cost, we will be arriving at our national income by adding net factor income from abroad to net domestic product at factor cost. NNPFC, net national product at factor cost, is equals to net domestic product at factor cost plus net factor income from abroad. If net factor income from abroad is given in minus, for example it is given minus 5, we will take it as minus 5. It is given, if it is given it as plus 5, we will take it as plus 5. Now we will discuss about the precautions we should consider while calculating national income by income method. Transfer income are not included in national income. Only factor income are included. For example, old age pension is a transfer payment which is not recorded in national income, but retirement pension is a factor income received for rendering factor services. So it is included in national income. Sale proceeds from sale of second-hand goods are not included. For example, a car dealer has sold second-hand car and earned commission on it. So, value of second-hand car will not be included in national income because it has been already included in the year of production. But commission earned by the car dealer will be included in national income because it is the new income generated of that financial year. Next, income from sale of shares, bonds, debentures are not included because these are the financial assets, and buying and selling of financial assets are not included in national income because they are not generating, they are not creating any productive activity. Income from self-consumed output is included. Self-output consumption is included in national income, but self-consumption services are not included in national income. Next, imputed rent of self-occupied house is included in our national income. I've told you before also that there are two types of rent: actual rent and imputed rent. Imputed rent is paid by the owner of the house to himself only, and that is included in the national income because we are assuming that the owner is paying rent to himself. Windfall gains like income from lotteries are not included in national income because these types of income is effortless and no inputs are used for it. Students, now we will discuss our first numerical based on income method of calculation of national income. The question is asking about the net domestic product at market price, and compensation of employees is given as 800, profits 200, dividend 50, gross national product at market price 1400, rent as 150, interest 100, gross domestic capital formation 300, net fixed capital formation 200, change in stock 50, factor income from abroad 60, and net indirect tax. Students, in your exams also you will be getting these kind of numericals, and first of all you have to put a line like this so that you will not be confused in the values given in the question. Compensation of employees is 800, profits 200. When profit is given in the question, you don't have to consider the value of dividend. So we will not take the value of dividend. Rent 150, interest 100. In the formula, we don't have any gross domestic capital formation, we will ignore it. Net fixed capital formation, we will ignore it. Change in stock, we don't have in the formula, we will just ignore it. Factor income from abroad, we don't require it now. Net indirect tax. Remember the formula NDP at FC, net domestic product at factor cost, is equals to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. Mixed income of self-employed is not given in the question, so we will not consider it. We will not take it because it is not given in the question. Only compensation of employees is given and the components of operating surplus are given. Profits 200, rent 150 and interest 100. So we will add all of them, 800 plus 200 plus 150 plus 100. The value will be, the value of net domestic product at factor cost will be 1250. But now see the questions. What question is asking about? Net domestic product at market price. According to the formula, what we got? We got the factor cost. Now from factor cost, we will go to market price and we will add net indirect tax. After adding net indirect tax to net domestic product at market price, we will arrive at net domestic product at market price as 1370. The answer is 1370. Students, the value in the question is given in crores, so the answer also you will write in crores, 1370 crores CR. This is the answer of the numerical. Now we will discuss our second numerical. In this question, we have to calculate national income, that is net national product at factor cost, and in the question final consumption expenditure is given 350 of private sector and for government sector it is 100, mixed income of self-employed 35, gross domestic fixed capital formation 7070, opening stock is given as 15, compensation of employees is given as 250, closing stock is given as 25, imports 20, rent 75, consumption of fixed capital 10, net indirect tax 25, interest 25, net factor income from abroad minus 5 and profit is given as 100, exports is also given as 10. Students, remember the formula again. Net domestic product at factor cost is equals to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. Now here in the question, compensation of employees is given as 250. Always remember to draw a line in front of the values given so that you will not be confused in the values given in the question, and you will write the correct value while calculation of national income. Compensation of employees is given as 250. Operating surplus is not given separately, so we will consider the parts, consider the components of operating surplus, that is rent, interest and profit. Rent is given as 75, interest is given as 25, profit is given as 100. We will add all of them. And in this question, mixed income of self-employed is also given as 35. We will add this also for calculation of net domestic product at factor cost. After adding compensation of employees, operating parts of operating surplus, that is rent, interest and profit, plus mixed income of self-employed, we will get net domestic product at factor cost as 485. But in the question we have to calculate national income, that is net national product at factor cost. NDP we have got it as 485. Net national product we have to calculate. That means from domestic product we have to go to national product. And from domestic to national, when we go, we have to add net factor income from abroad. So in the value of 485, that is net domestic product at factor cost, we will add our net factor income from abroad, that is given as minus 5 in the question. If NFIA is given as negative, is given as minus, we have to take it the value of minus only. So we will minus the value. 485 minus 5 is 480 crores. So net national product at factor cost, that is national income, is 480 crore. Thank you.